Beautiful.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 6 of the Homegrown podcast. We're joined today by all the members of Broken Sync, George, Teddy, and Oscar, who are, as I believe, releasing an EP in a couple of months, maybe?
Who knows?
Well,
we'll see how that goes. But it's going.
Hope.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, pardon, sorry.
We can hope.
You can hope. Okay. I mean, what can you talk about, and what can you tell us about it that you're looking forward to? Do you have a sort of a favourite song off of it coming up, or just?
I'll let Oscar. Do you want to start?
Yeah. Okay. I can start. Personally, the song's got quite a good mix, I think, of like some ballady stuff and then some heavier stuff. So for me personally, I really enjoyed the ballady stuff. And so we've got one sort of ballady kind of, more emotionally sort of charged song, which is called Lever, which I'm excited for people to hear, because I really like that one. It's not the most sort of technically crazy drum one for me, but it's still the one I prefer to listen to, just because I just like the songwriting in it and the song in general. So yeah. What about you guys?
My favorite is probably the bends. I know kind of ironic. It's just a really fun one to play, I think.
Yeah.
And the first original song of ours that we recorded, and well, I mean, it's not quite done yet, but it was our first studio day, and we did the bends, and it's always going to be. It's been a special place.
Yeah. Of course, totally. What about you, Ted? What's your favourite so far?
I mean, I'm excited for all of them. I really like all our songs, and not just the ones that we've started recording for a release, like all the ones we have. But Lever's got a special place in my heart. It's a good one for me.
Yeah, because you wrote Lever, didn't you, Ted?
Yeah.
I'm quite excited to hear it because I've been told little bits throughout. I'm looking forward to it. What does everyone do? I know Oscar plays the drums, but what do you guys do?
So in terms of instruments, I play guitar, and George plays bass.
Yeah, and we kind of split the vocals, but I think it's probably slightly more me in the lead, but it's, I mean, nearly equal, but I think it is slightly more. Would you agree with that?
Yeah. It's like in either. Yeah, we're both. We sing differently, but I wouldn't say either one of us is better than the other.
No, fair enough.
No, yeah.
Okay, good. I didn't know what everyone's role was, because you guys went down from a 5-piece, didn't you, to a 3-piece? Yeah.
Well, originally I was the lead singer, but it's kind of been it's gotten slightly more split with the lead singing.
Yeah. Okay.
And because having to play bass at the same time, you can't always.
It's hard.
Yeah, it is. But yeah. What?
Sorry, I was just listening.
Yeah, it took me quite a long time to build up like enough confidence in my voice to sing in front of people. So like, I think being in this band was really good for that, because before I was in it, I wouldn't really sing for people, and now I can do it. I'm confident with it, so that's nice.
Yeah. I think in a way going down from a 5-piece meant that it gave us opportunity to do more things that we necessarily wouldn't be able to do. Because I mean, I was just at the back drumming, which I didn't mind, but like now that we've kind of gone down to a 3-piece, it's kind of given us like almost, it's more about necessity. It's like we need backing vocals, and we can't all be doing that live, so I might have to do some. And yeah, I think it's good.
Yeah, I think
we're
there's
in a very
more
similar place.
individual. Sorry.
That's all right. No, go ahead.
I think there's more individual focus than when there was a 5-piece, and we can really it's quite helpful for improving when there's more you have to do each, and I think it's because I think when we write together, it's quite a good environment, whereas before it wasn't so much, and I think it's just quite good for
Sorry, I could hear George in the next one over.
Yeah, I think it's quite good for that.
I was going to ask actually about your writing process, because do all three of you write together, or do just you two write, or only one at a time, or
Who's going to take this one?
It's a bit.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a mix, really. So the bends are the first song that we wrote. For example, I wrote the lyrics and the melody and the chords, but then I showed it. What will happen normally is one person, well, I don't even know normally, but me or Teddy will create an idea, show it to the other one, and then they'll bring something to the party, and then
build off of it.
And with that, we show Oscar, and he'll bring something to the party. But we also sometimes write all together, and one person, and that kind of cuts down the relaying between. But one person still needs to come up with an idea. Do you know what I mean? So,
yeah. Well, we the way we do it in Indiana is we'll come up with, so a couple of our songs on our EP that we haven't started recording yet, but we're going to hopefully, is there's a song that we did, and I came up with like the opening 2 lyrics, and then I had no clue what to do with it. I sat on it for about a month, sent it away to Lloyd, and he just so it's that kind of system where you come up with something, send it away, and then they may send it back, and then you sort of relay between you.
Yeah, that sort of thing does go on, definitely. There's this one we have. It doesn't have a name yet, so I can't say.
I think I know which one you're talking about.
The one.
Yeah. We know the melody.
We were kind of in the studio together, each putting a line forward for the thing.
Yeah.
And so the lyrics would be like, 1 line Teddy, 1 line me, 2 lines Oscar, or something like that.
Yeah. We would literally just sit in. We were in the practice space, and we just sat in a circle, and guitars like turned down low, and we were like playing over the chords, and like we'd each just like throw out ideas, and until one we were like, oh, I like that one, or oh, that one's maybe not quite, and it was like a really collaborative process on that one. So more sessions like that, I think. Hopefully, when we're up to 4 or 3 as well, we can do something like that.
God forbid they're talking about tier 5 for unknown reasons.
Don't even.
I'm up in tier 2. I'm all right. I'm sorted.
Yeah.
But I can't. I miss writing collaboratively, because Lloyd is obviously still down there as is. And he's also in tier 4, so I can't even go and see him or he come up here. So not been as fun.
Not ideal, is it?
No. Well,
ideal.
No, well, I mean, particularly if there is a tier 5. I don't think there will be, but Who knows?
We'll see.
Is that I mean, that's kind of something we can go on to. I mean, obviously the lockdown will have affected you, but your EP, was that set to be done at an earlier point that you had to put it off till now, or
Honestly,
was it?
Honestly, the lockdown, like whilst it was like terrible, like we were meant to do our GCSEs, so we didn't sit them, which was good and bad, but like who knows what difference it would have made, get like if it would have been better, or you know, but musically it was a bit of a blessing in disguise, because it gave like it was like, obviously the lockdown, like coronavirus is like obviously by no stretch a good thing, but the lockdown gave me time to think about music and writing songs. It was also really bad for me. I didn't have a fun time, but it gave me like the opportunity to focus on songwriting.
Fair. George, how did it do for you? Did you find it was sort of helpful in the same way, or?
Yeah, I think it gave us a lot of time, definitely, because it's for me and Teddy to just go down the studio that first time and lay down the start of the bends. I think, I don't think we would have done that quite as soon. I think it would have taken us a lot longer to get to where we are now in the recording process.
It's quite interesting.
Yeah, because I think in a way it's been lucky that yeah, like because obviously Teddy and George, you guys are in the same household, so like you can just like meet up and do music, but it's like, yeah, I don't know.
We can't do
yeah, but you know,
we can lay down demos, but
yeah,
it's
pretty much what I've been reduced to, is just like voice memos on my phone and just like recording 5-second clips and stuff.
Yeah,
but it's all right. When we come out, you'll have so many ideas that you can throw into, your.
Yeah, I mean, we've got I've mentioned before, I've got these notebooks here and a couple over here now as well, which just like random ideas that just never got finished. So I've been slowly going through them and finish them off as well. And we've got quite a number of songs now done, but it's getting them recorded is the problem. And with everything going on, you can't quite do that yet.
No, it's a struggle.
Yeah, but oh well. Favourite songs from new release we've done. Favourite instruments you play or own? Because you both are multi-instrumentalists, aren't you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I suppose so.
I guess.
Yeah. I work best on guitar. Like it's my main instrument. It's the one I've been playing for the longest. So it feels like home, if that makes sense, to be playing a guitar rather than a piano, for instance. But sorry, what was? Yeah, I feel most at home on a guitar, but so I have 2 guitars, and I think they're both great.
You've got a jazz master, haven't you?
I do, yeah. That's just like
vaguely jealous
piece of art. Yeah, it has a really great. When I bought it, I was thinking about because I knew that we were going to be recording with the band, so I thought I need like a guitar that I can do anything on. because like I don't want to be having like a Telecaster and a Strat and a like Les Paul and that kind of thing. So I wanted to get a guitar that I felt like could cover a wide tonal spectrum, and I felt that the Jazzmaster would be the perfect fit for that task. But I also have a Strat copy, which I like for open tunings.
Yeah. I really want a Jazzmaster, but they don't do left-handed one for good enough price that I can justify buying one. Not spending £1,000.
Yeah, so I won't say how much it was, but I was like, oh, that's a lot. But then I thought, well, if I'm getting a guitar that I want to be able to do everything on, I might as well like go.
Yeah, you want to invest in a
it's
good
worth
one.
paying for, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go for it once, and then you won't have to do it like 3 times. Yeah.
That was my thinking when I bought my telly. I was like, if I buy a really crap telly, I'm only going to have to go and replace it later on. I might as well just get a nice one straight away.
Yeah.
So I love the Telecaster, and I not so like I like the Strat, but I really like the sound of the Telecaster, and I like the options of the Strat. And for me, the Jazzmaster was like a Strat telly combo, with a tremolo system. Sorry, a vibrato arm.
The bar, yeah.
Yeah, so that's I use that quite a lot. That's really important to me. Yeah.
And George, you play bass? Have you always been playing to make?
Yeah. So sorry about that, guys. Yeah, the recording stopped and we had to do another one. So I'm really sorry if there's a bit of continuity error. But yeah, let's continue. Let's carry on.
Well, I just asked George about bass. Did you always play bass, or did you just start because out of necessity?
I'd been learning bass before it was necessary to. So I was using. The reason I learned bass was because I was doing my music coursework, the GCSE, and I needed to put bass on it. So needed to learn. But that was before, when we were still a 5-piece.
So you've got an understanding now of. So it wasn't like being thrown in the deep end and having to figure it all out to start with. No.
I already had a. I could already do it. Oh, right.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
What bass do you use?
I've got. It's weird, right? It's a bit of a mystery bass.
Oh, I love that.
Look, it's a Rickenbacker, right?
Very nice.
These are not the original pickups, and I don't know what those pickups are. I don't know what pickups have been replaced with, because it's not technically mine.
Right.
And it's been in storage for 20 years. And so he got it out last year and was like, look, give this a play. And I was like, whoa. That's really good. Yeah. But he doesn't know what pickups are on it. But he does know it's a 1979 Rickenbacker. But I don't know what.
You bought it in the US.
Yeah.
For $500 second hand.
Wow. Bit of a steal.
Rickenbackers are so expensive though. Like even second hand.
They are, but $500 is good for a Rickenbacker. I mean, the pickups aren't original, but it still sounds.
Yeah, it's really good. I don't know what, but I like the pickups. All I know is it sounds banging.
Yeah, as long as it sounds good. I'm not
Yeah,
does it?
No, but
Yeah, fair.
that's what I was just saying. It's a bit of a mystery because I don't actually know what pickups are on it.
It's quite cool. I don't know if you've heard the story of the jazz bass I acquired.
Yeah.
The beaten up the 70s jazz bass that I got handed that had been spray painted and completely destroyed. And then I got given it by this guy, and I'd been doing like a youth group thing, and this old guy was a classical guitarist, and he said, "Oh, I've got a bass. I'm not going to use it. I'm going to throw it away." So I took it off him, and it was absolutely destroyed. The pickups were watered down, like they'd been in water at some point. The electronics were apparently really dangerous. It had been spray painted black, covered in loads of stickers and stuff. It was like in a complete state. No idea where it came from. No idea like the year it was exactly made because the stamp had been taken off. It was just a mystery. I don't own it anymore. I gave it away, but it's a beautiful thing. Quite interested.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love the jazz.
It's a great bass, and I want. If it wasn't right-handed, I would have had the incentive to have it fixed up, but it was the wrong way around anyway, so I couldn't really be arsed with it. And they're bloody heavy as well.
Yeah, I don't like the body. If I, ideal combo, the Greta Van Fleet combo, jazz bass neck, P bass body.
I could see that working. Yeah.
That's what.
I don't. I find them really heavy. I'm quite a weak person, so the Hofner's quite good because it's not completely, but it's hollow, so you can move around with it quite a lot more. But they're too heavy for me. I'm like a small child, really. Too heavy. The telly's quite heavy as well, but it's not as bad. Some of the other questions I had were, what artists and musicians influenced you? Because you've grown up together, obviously. So was there a particular band as a family you listened to, or did you both have completely different musical experiences and just came together at a later point?
Yeah, I'd agree with the second thing there. I think we have some stuff in common, but we have quite different influences. And you can see that in like the way we sing, and like Teddy has a very sings with his voice, and my singing voice is slightly more Americanized.
Right.
Yeah, and just the way, I don't know, if you to hear, you'd notice the difference.
I mean, what particular musicians or artists have influenced you both over the years?
For me, a big one. Well, I think vocally, I'm quite influenced by. I used to listen to a lot of sort of Johnny Cash, and I used to sing a lot of Johnny Cash. I think that was quite a big influence. But also, the Arctic Monkeys and like the Lumineers. They're like three main influences on my vocal style. And but in terms of, I know it sounds like, in terms of music and getting me into actually writing and performing, my biggest influence is Blink-182. And I know they're a bit
opposite, yeah.
They're Blink-182, but they were the band, and we don't sound anything like them. And but
I wouldn't say we sound nothing like them. There's a little bit common.
A little bit, but we don't sound like Blink-182. For me, that was a band that really got me into music, got me into performing music. And just started off that journey. So they're quite a big influence for me. But yeah, even though I don't really listen to them anymore.
And Teddy?
Well, I like growing up, I guess. I think just being surrounded by the music that we were surrounded by because of our parents, like influenced how I play. So my dad likes his reggae.
Nice.
So that's like it's not always like it doesn't shine through in my music, but like I don't know, I think you can in places it helps me. Like just being around it, I think there must be a little bit of influence. And my mum used to play The Killers to us in the car, and what are they called? Waste a Moment, Kings of Leon, and Take That. Yeah, those kind of bands. And then I remember listening to like Mumford and Sons and a bit of the Lumineers for quite a while. So that Mumford and Sons are still kind of an influence for me. But I think getting into My Chemical Romance was really big for me because I'd never heard anything with that kind of scale. Like on Welcome to the Black Parade, that's just a fantastic album, and like the way they express emotion through their music is really something special, and something I don't know, I don't think I'd seen anything quite like it. It opened like a whole plane of musical thought to me. So those were the bands that got me into music. But I think influencing my style, Muse, as a singer, Jeff Buckley, and
nice.
What was I going to say? Biffy Clyro. In terms of guitar playing, not so much like the riffs, but the way, because they're a three-piece, the way they construct chords. And they have a song called The Captain, where it's almost like he's playing like two guitars worth of chords on the same guitar.
Yeah. And
like really fleshing out, like choosing the notes that you're playing to good effect. So I think that's a big one for me.
Because that's quite different actually than with people like the Lumineers and Johnny Cash. It's actually quite different from Oscar in a way. He's told me like My Chemical Romance, Green Day, and so on. I mean, so all three of you have got quite an encompassing.
Well, we did like, I think what united us in the beginning was we all liked Green Day to an extent. Like I think obviously, you know, Georgie like Blink-182, and so there's that sort of pop punk crossover. We like fast riffs, and we like that kind of style. When we first started, I think that was what we wanted to play together, was like Green Day and Blink-182 and like kind of pop punk and rock songs.
Yeah, definitely. And whilst our sound has kind of moved away from that a little bit, the energy behind it, I feel like, is something we go for.
Yeah.
You can feel the influence on certain songs, especially.
Yeah, definitely. I think drumming wise though, I mean, it's like all the classics, you know, like Dave Grohl. I like Dave Grohl's sort of heavy, like Tom Fields. I try and put those in some of the songs. Roger Taylor for his like musicality and groove, because I love Queen as well. But and like My Chemical Romance was not necessarily inspiring my drumming. Same with Green Day. Like that's not the sort of drumming I gravitate towards now, but it's still what, as whole bands, what inspired me to do music in the first place.
Fair enough. So it's all quite an encompassing group of sounds and range of music. It's quite good.
I also really love Skrillex, so just gonna throw that one out there. Even though that dubstep is not what we do.
Queen is definitely one that we all identify with. It just I don't know. I think we just didn't really go down that route early on, but Queen definitely informs how I write my harmonies as well as My Chemical Romance. But yeah,
because I think Queen is so, even though they're quite a small group in the fact that there's only 3 instrumentalists, 4 if Freddie's playing like a piano, but really they're only 3. They still create such a massive sound out of.
They do. It's a lot like Led Zeppelin. They never sounded thin, even though there's only 3 of them.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's such a. I really do like 3 pieces, in the fact that when done well, you can make yourself sound like you're a 5-6 piece band, because you're so. And as you say, George, like an energy behind the music is all part of it. But the one musician and band that particularly gets me, as you say, like Led Zeppelin or Queen, is also the James Gang, who are a 3-piece as well. And Joe Walsh, who went on to be the guitarist of the Eagles, one of them. He does, as you say, Teddy, is just like put so many guitar parts into one, even though there's only one guitarist, make that sound so much bigger than it should be. It's really it's a clever way of doing music.
It forces you to be creative, I think, having less people, and I think we've all improved as musicians since.
Yeah, I think so, because I think it's like we're cutting down from a 5-piece to a 3-piece. We have to think, right, well, we've only got one guitar, so how do we make rhythm parts and lead parts simultaneously sounding like full? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. At first, I was
obviously on the recording you can have 12 guitar parts if you want, but live you got to be creative.
And it's quite hard for us. We're a 2-piece and no drums, so we've got to really try, which takes a lot of work. But I think for us it's mainly just writing and getting what we write to sound really good, and then putting that on the record. Because as you say, you can have whatever you want on a record. It doesn't matter. Yeah. Sorry, Teddy, were you going to say something?
Sorry?
Teddy, were you going to say something?
Oh, yes, but I can't remember. So.
You can keep going then, George. Yeah, sorry, I thought you'd said something.
Yeah, that's a really great thing about recording. You can, do so much stuff. You can put keys on there. We don't have enough people to play keys, but I'll be there putting keys on the piece.
Trust me, I'm always around. I'm just 200 miles away. If we weren't doing this, I would have just found a place to stay. But oh well. If this wasn't a pandemic. But yeah, oh well. But I mean, we went down. We took away the piano because we were like, this you can't really. You can do it. I'm not saying you can't do it, but having a guitar and a piano doesn't fully work properly. We found just those. Sure, we could have worked it out, but we were lazy.
It can work quite well. I've seen it's not a piano, but like an electric organ. I've seen Led Zeppelin do a version of Kashmir with no bass, but they're like John Bonham's doing the organ part, and there's the bass, like he's doing the bass with his feet, and the like 2-part with the hand.
Yeah, I don't know.
Cool.
Really cool. But the bass part's not super involved on Kashmir, so it's.
Yeah. I was actually going to ask as well, George. Actually, in terms of writing bass for songs, in terms of coming up with a bass line, how do you go about doing that? Because I find the way I do it is I'll take a guitar part that I've written. So I was doing this last night actually. I've got a song that we've written. I've took the guitar part, recorded it down on my phone, and then I just sat there and just came up with the bass part. And it was quite a simple part to begin with. But do you do like a similar thing and then you build off of that, or how do you go about doing it?
Yeah, I would say that. Sometimes I'll come up with something straight, and that'll be like the idea for the song. But a lot of the time, when I write a song, I normally start on guitar, because
Same, man.
not because it was not necessarily because it was I'm more familiar with it, because I don't know that I am, but I start on guitar because and get the vocals down, because then you've got the feel of the song, and then once you've got how you want the song to feel, you can start doing the bass. But much like what you were saying, that's what I do normally.
In terms of your bass sound, what would you say sort of inspires or informs it in terms of what kind of music do you find? Because I find quite blues, rock and roll style basses mainly what I go off of, not necessarily like pop punk or anything.
Yeah, it's a bit of a mix between a few things, like the bass, like of like Greta Van Fleet or Led Zeppelin, but also a bit of Red Hot Chili Peppers. I kind of draw from not so much the slap, but when he plays fingers, but like on Californication, that's kind of the sound I'm going for a little bit. But I think it's just sort of indie music in general. I'm not too. Yeah,
I'm quite similar. Yeah, I mean, I because we don't really have a genre we try and fit under. We're just indie because that's a fair umbrella to fit most things under.
Yeah.
So I just sort of, I'm not a great bassist. I don't really come up with the greatest lines, but as long as it works for the song, it doesn't matter.
Well, you can be a great band without having a great bass player. Do you know? Like, I wouldn't say I'm that overly good at bass. Like, I know my way around it, but from a writing perspective, I'm not Flea. So
yeah, not many people are Flea other than Flea.
No, I mean, people are Flea.
But, yeah, I don't know. As long as it works with the song, you got to play the song. You got not. No, I know that sounds like you got to play what fits with the song. Is what I mean.
Yeah.
And yeah, as long as it works, there's no problem with it. You know, you don't have to make it mega complicated just for the sake of it, just to show off.
I agree. Yeah.
Teddy, do you find that with guitar parts as well? It's not so much about showing off, because guitar's quite a different realm, isn't it? Really, it's
You mean
you've got a lot more room to show off.
Yeah, I suppose so. I mean, like I think like the classic rock kind of solos are really cool, like Led Zeppelin and I guess Pink Floyd have some really cool solos, and I like geek out over it. But like I'd much rather just riff and have it suit the song and have it groove well. And so like we have songs that have like, I guess, lead guitar lines and like instrumental sections, but they're not like I'd rather play something that sounds really cool than like harmonically than show off and do things that are difficult just to show that I can do it.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I definitely think that the riffs that you guys write, yeah, they're not. It's not about showing off. It is what about serves a song, and they also serve as like hooks, you know, because you hear them and that's what gets stuck in your head. Is that it's a short phrase, you know, it's not too long because then you forget what it is. You know, it's a short, memorable phrase, which is like it's a really strong hook and it's a really solid hook of your guys' songwriting, I feel.
Sometimes like we'll write parts for each other's instruments. Like George said, he'll come up with guitar parts, and like I don't know, he naturally approaches the guitar differently to how I would. So like it's nice to get like both perspectives, I suppose. And I've done bass lines for like written the bass lines. I won't record the bass, but yeah, sometimes it's nice. Sometimes it's good to step out of your comfort zone a bit and play an instrument that you're perhaps not as used to. So for me, that's the bass. So yeah, our song Toledo, the bass line came from that. I just picked up a bass and started playing, and that was that.
I think it's quite good being able to have a little tinker on each other's instruments. Like I know Oscar can play a little bit of guitar, but
I can play Smoke on the Water.
But to be fair,
if I gave Teddy a bass and enough time, he could learn any of the bass lines that I've written. Like he might approach it from a different like way, and you know, but I think it's quite good to have that. We can all kind of come up with stuff for each other, because sometimes you can't come up with, you're struggling with a drum part or a, you know, or something. And also what I was going to say is I think Oscar, you're really good at playing the song as well.
Thanks, mate. Cheers. Yeah, I'll try my best.
Like I've noticed that from the little bits I've played with Oscar, he's a really good drummer.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
He's also really good at knowing if you show him something, he'll be like, oh yeah, I'll play this on it. Like you just know what to play.
I think I've just like, I don't know, I think there's so many players out there who overwork the song with the drums. They like overplay and it's a disservice to the song at that point, because it just doesn't sound good. And like I don't know, I feel like it's quite collaborative as well though, because if we all think something needs something on the song, we'll all just suggest it. And like I remember we were in the studio and we were thinking like I was struggling how to start the song, and like someone was like, why don't you just do like 1, 2, 3, you know, like ba ba ba, and then go into the song. I was like, yeah, why don't I do that? And I can't remember who suggested it. Was it you, George, who suggested just
I think it was me,
yeah.
What on Toledo?
Yeah. It's just a little short phrase, and because I didn't know how to launch into the song, so George was like, yeah, just do like a ba 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 ba, and then in, and that's what I needed. But yeah, thanks guys. I've tried my best to kind of just play to the song and be musical, as musical as possible.
Oh, yeah.
Before I played guitar, I started on drums. I didn't play guitar first, and then when I was about 11 or 12, and I decided I didn't like it, and then I started playing ukulele, and here I am as a guitar player. But I remember being like really jealous of Oscar because he was like already way better than me, and I've been playing way longer than him.
Yeah, I don't know.
Drummers,
It's like
I can't
when I first like became aware of him playing drums. I was like really angry that he was better than me.
Yeah, man.
Well, I
Well,
coordinate myself on drums.
yeah, because we've known each other for a long time, but we've only really been playing this band for a couple of years because we all went to was it clubs or scouts? It was scouts, I think. We all went together. We were in the same scout troop, and so we've all sort of known each other, and we all went to the same school, secondary school, and so we all knew that we were doing music. And then one day, I just wanted to start a band. And I think I approached George first, and I was like, "Would you like to sing?" Because I was with another good friend of mine, Enrico, and he was playing guitar with me before.
Top lad.
Yeah, top lad, Enrico. Shout out Enrico. And
Enrico, miss you.
yeah, and we started playing like me, Enrico, and George, and then George was like, "Oh, we'll get Teddy along, and Teddy can play guitar on it as well." And yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
Nice. So you formed a couple of years ago then?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Roughly.
Nice.
But we were just doing covers for a long time, and I think that switch to I know Enrico left to go to uni, but I think that switch from covers to original kind of is what changed our sound and changed the lineup, the members.
Yeah, defo.
Yeah, I mean, when do you remember your first song that you wrote, or is it, when did you start writing, sort of? My question.
The first song that I wrote, which I think that's the first song we did together as a band. I mean, it's been going under the name of Cheese on Toast, but because it's still a work in progress. But that song I wrote in year 9, so a couple of years ago, as the start of my music coursework.
It's about his undying love for the Welsh rarebit.
What? Oh,
It's not.
yeah, but
Yeah,
I think that was our first song.
I think so. I think that kind of
I mean,
away.
I'd written like rubbish songs, but the first song I properly wrote and finished was Lever.
Nice.
Was it?
Which is our song now. Yeah.
And that's going on the EP later, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, it was the first song that I wrote that I thought was worth showing anyone.
I mean, must be nice. I've still got like 7 songs that I wrote before I was finally happy with one of them.
Oh no, but your unfinished idea, or it's not that good. If you show it to somebody, they might look at it and go, okay, well, I like this, but I don't like this line. I've got an idea for this. And then, nothing might happen to it, but, there's a chance that somebody will be like, right, this would sound good. And then you've got a complete song rather than half an idea. So don't be too afraid.
I finished it. I finished it and we performed it once, and I really, after we performed it, I was like, yeah, no, that's not worth much. But I've still got it, and I've got it. I think it's in one of these notebooks up here. It might be in the piano store, and I've still got it, and I've still got all the chords for it and everything. Because there may be a case in, I don't know, a couple of years or something, I go back and look at it and go, oh, actually, I can change all that and make it better.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's why I try and never throw out anything. You don't ever throw out anything you write, because it may not be the right time for you to finish it, but at least the idea is there. But yeah.
Definitely.
Sure, man.
There's like 7, 8 notebooks around that are almost all finished, that are just like random ideas that have never been done.
Mm.
But yeah.
Well, that's good though. That you good. Well, you know, eventually.
Eventually,
Say you've got 100 ideas. If you get 10 songs out of that, like I'd see that as a win.
well, I mean,
Yeah,
we've
sure.
got
I mean,
we've got loads, and lockdown really helped as well because I actually wrote another EP's worth of music. It's not all finished, but it's getting there. So that's my. I've said before, no New Year's resolution, but that is my semi-New Year's resolution of getting it all done. Who knows if it will be, but we'll see. I guess this is a good one to leave on. Is what, as a group, are your plans going forward? Obviously, you're going to release this EP coming up, but then beyond that, what are you looking to do?
Who wants to take this one?
More
Teddy.
recording gigs. I mean,
definitely gigs.
yeah,
I'm so excited to play our stuff live.
Yeah, I mean, like I love performing. That's my favorite part about music. Being in the studio is great. I really enjoy it. Especially doing vocals in the studio. But like I know that there's just something about a live performance experience that like is unmatched by anything else, and being in the room and feeling the vibe.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's how we all feel, isn't it? Like it's our favourite thing to do. So yeah,
I'm sure it's just so much fun, and you know, it's good to be able to, you know, it feels great for you, and it feels good to be able to, you know, bring your music to other people, and you know, if you can see that they're having a good time, it's really it's
rewarding, isn't it? Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. I feel very similar. Yeah. Granted, I've not spent any time in the studio, so I can't really. Rival it.
One day.
Honestly, I think recording my least favourite part.
Really?
I get nervous in studio.
It can be a bit nerve-wracking, and like sometimes there's a lot of waiting.
It takes so long, and I'm just sitting there. You know, we'll do like a 7 hour, you know, 7 hours, 10 hours in the studio, and at the end you're just like,
Before
studio
day, George didn't do anything for the whole 2 days, just because like we had the drum set up, and so we did drums one day, and then we had the guitar sounding right, so we just did guitar for the second day, and George didn't end up doing anything. Poor George.
Yeah.
Bass is always
it was good to be there to, you know, have that opinion at it, like with starting that song, like Oscar was saying. It's good that even if like me and Teddy went to studio last night to record some vocals, it still would have been good to have Oscar there for an opinion if we could have done.
Yeah, but obviously tier 14.
Obviously corona, but
are you two not in tier 4 then?
Yeah,
we are.
Oh, okay.
But it's our dad's studio, so.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Not a problem then.
Lucky
Lucky
situation.
Which is why we're quite lucky that, you know, our dad's got that facility available.
I still need to find us a studio.
But where are you at the moment?
North Yorks. So we're in tier 2. The rest of York's in tier 3, but we're in tier 2. There's one about an hour away. They look quite decent. Might email them, but who knows? I need to make sure all the songs are done properly first. Yep. So that's the Broken Sync interview from episode 6. Are we still going by Broken Sync?
We are thinking of changing it soon.
It will be changing, but we're not sure.
Broken Sync soon to be elsewhere. But it's been very nice to have you guys, and thanks for the big long chat. It's been good.
Thanks.